Cinema is constantly evolving, yet every time new technology shows up, people declare the art form dead. Sound was supposed to kill acting, color was too expensive, and widescreen was a marketing gimmick. And now, vertical video. Born not from artistic vision, but because people, including myself, don't want to hold their phone sideways. But here's the thing. Vertical video isn't coming, it's already here. So the question isn't whether or not it will reshape what's considered cinema. The question is, how far will it go? Let's rewind a bit. When the Lumiere brothers projected their first films in 1895, people didn't call it art. They treated it as a carnival trick, a passing fad. But as technology advanced, filmmaking evolved. Then came sound. The jazz singer in 1927 is remembered as the first talkie. Critics said adding sound would ruin cinema. Silent films started worrying their voices would end their careers. And some of them it did, but audiences loved it and there was no going back. Next was color. Early Technicolor in the 1930s was expensive, clunky, and looked kind of cartoonish. Purists dismissed it as childish. But by the 1960s, color had become standard and black and white was a stylistic choice. And in 1953, we have the introduction of widescreen. The Robe was the first film released in CinemaScope. It wasn't born out of artistic curiosity, it was Hollywood's answer to television, which was stealing audiences and affecting their wallets. At first, theaters hated it. But within a decade, it became the new normal. Hitchcock, Kubrick, everyone switched over. The number one goal of any filmmaker, whether you're indie or a major studio, is to get people to watch your film. Engagement equals money, whether it's ad revenue or ticket sales. And right now, the number one screen people watch is their phones. That means vertical isn't just inevitable, it can be profitable. And studios don't ignore profit. Unless you're Disney the past 5 years. And that's why we see apps like Reel Shorts that are funding vertical first drama series. Some are hilariously bad, but people binge them anyway.
Let go! Oh, is the little baby gonna cry? Guess you'll have to take the short bus like the other freaks.
The model seems to be working. And Bollywood is even experimenting with dual framing. So every feature film that they shoot, they're framing it in a way that's usable for widescreen and vertical. Vertical isn't on the sidelines anymore, it's directly in the conversation. So what happens if vertical grows? Right now, it's mostly short form. Music videos, ads, social content. You got some TikTok dramas in there. But could a 90-minute vertical feature actually work? Do you think audiences could sit with it? The challenges are obvious. Cinema was built on the horizon. Landscapes, battles, epic wide shots, they all rely on width. Verticals fight against that instinct. Dialogue becomes cramped, action feels unnatural, coverage becomes a puzzle. But that's also the opportunity. Vertical forces filmmakers to think differently. Taller compositions, characters stacked rather than spread, close-ups that feel even more intimate, almost suffocating, wide shots that feel strange and alien. It's awkward, sure, so was sound, so was color, so was widescreen at the time. But awkward is how new cinematic languages are born. So where does vertical go from here? Maybe it stays where it is, the phone's native format, perfect for quick, disposable content, or maybe it expands into streaming, into theaters, into features designed for vertical from the ground up. History tells us that cinema doesn't die, it evolves. It followed sound, it followed color, it followed the widescreen, and now it's following the phone. Vertical video isn't a threat to cinema, it can be a form of it. It just depends on who's willing to treat it more than just a gimmick. Now, do I really think we're going to start seeing vertical screens in movie theaters? No. Do I think the standard television of the future is going to be vertical? Also no. But I do think filmmakers and studios are going to, or at least they should, start cashing in on vertical short form content, because where the audience goes, the money follows. Right now, vertical filmmaking gets laughed off as a joke. Mostly because of the content living there. But the format itself isn't the problem, it's what people are deciding to make with it. If filmmakers start taking vertical seriously, treating it as a blank canvas, then yes, creating vertical cinematic content is not only possible, it's inevitable. Cinema has always adapted. This is just the next step, and whether we like it or not, we're gonna have to adapt with it.